What is going on YouTube? As you guys seen in the thumbnail, this is episode 2 of SnakePit Academy, where myself and community members will come together to just give you a quick, 5 essential tips on how to play a certain lane. That way you guys have just a more better experience whenever you're coming brand new into Paragon The Overprime, or if you got friends who are coming in brand new to Paragon The Overprime, you can definitely watch this and check this out. I'm bringing on community members who have put the time and effort into learning specific roles and or certain strategies. That way, you guys can just get a better understanding of what it is that we're trying to educate you guys on. So without further ado, guys, I'm your host, MenaceWrecks, and we're gonna get right on into this. So we're just dropping here in this video 5 essential tips, obviously for the support role. Support is very important, especially in the early game, for setting up your dual lane to be really strong in the late game. Keep in mind, it's your job to protect that player as much as you can. In some instances, taking a death in the game for your carry, that way your carry can keep on farming or maybe get a kill, or whatever the case may be. But with tip number 1 is stacking your crowd control abilities. This is a really big one that I see a lot of people try not to use unless you're communicating really well. But whenever you hit somebody with a crowd control ability, they're going to have a yellow, bar, you can say, represented underneath their health, and it's going to go down really quickly. That is to indicate how long they might be rooted and or stunned. If you're if you're playing multiple characters who have multiple hard CC abilities, you want to try to time those out, and using comms effectively is going to be key to this, or maybe just visually looking at it. But you always want to land the next CC based ability or root, whatever the case may be, when that little yellow line goes away. That way you guys are maximizing that time on a stun or a root to prevent somebody from getting away. Vision is another thing that's really important. Make sure, please, you have the vision karma. I forgot what it's called. I'll type it here somewhere. Having that is going to increase your passive gold drip 1, and is also going to give you a recharging ward that recharges over time. Having ward domination in your lane is going to at least set you up to be a little bit more aggressive whenever you're coming, whenever it comes to that laning phase portion. Also keep in mind, is as a support, ideally it's your responsibility to be making sure you ward for spirit, or the yellow objective, whatever you guys want to call it, and then the prime guardian, the purple objective represented on the map. Keeping vision of those is going to be very helpful to your jungler as well, because at the end of the day, you're a support player, man. You're supposed to help your teammates out to the most that you possibly can. That we came up here is maximizing your time in lane, right? If you don't have to back, don't back. And to help represent this, and this is tip number 3, if a lane crashes under an enemy tower, and more than likely your carry is going to push that wave out and go back, but if you're still healthy, definitely go to the mid and look for a gank, or maybe help your jungler if he's invading. That's going to be very essential, especially, like I said, in the early game, guys. It's really important now, especially now, maybe a few patches ago when they changed how farming is in the early game and stuff like that. It's going to be real important to help your team get a lead whenever you can. So if there's an opportunity, definitely go for it. Tip number 4 is using bushes to set up ambushes and get poked without taking as much damage. Now, granted, bushes did change now, because the moment you shoot, the auto attack or do an ability, the enemy will have vision on you. But you could definitely set up some good opportunities. You'll see here, and granted we're in a bot match, but me and your Cersei were setting up in the enemy bush in our lane. We obviously beat them to the lane, and we were just waiting for them to come out of their tower and then into the lane, and that we just dumped our kit on them to try to get that early game pick. Now keep in mind, you can do this throughout the game. Use the bush to your advantage. That's the whole point of it. That you can get that jump on the enemy and definitely chain your CC and get a lot of damage and potentially turn into a kill. Guys, the last tip that I wanted to mention here, and this is a really important one, is being able to identify your guys' health bars. Your health bar is going to dictate, and obviously your mana too, but your health is going to be able to dictate how long you stay in lane. And ideally, as a support, you want to keep it on par with your carry. And some people might ask, how do you do that? Well, it's real simple, believe it or not, but being able to stand next to your carry is probably the biggest thing. Don't overextend and don't underextend, meaning standing behind them. If you stand behind your carry, more or less all that damage is going to get thrown on your carry, and now he might have 25% health and you have 75%. Or if you're all the way in the front, the percentages could be reversed, and you're just too low to commit if your carry wants to go in. Keeping your health bars relatively the same is optimal for whenever you're wanting to trade, and it more than likely will help you win your fights. I'm not going to say 100% all the time, because really, there's other variables that come into play, but that's something you can do as a support to try to help you carry out as much as possible in the laning phase. Now, definitely, guys, if you found this video very informative, very helpful, if you're brand new, definitely leave a like and definitely leave a comment down below. I really do appreciate it. We'll have another series coming up next week. I'm gonna bring another community member who's very role specific, was really good at one role, and we're just gonna, you know, do a little quick 5 tips to help you guys out. As always, guys, I'm your host, MenaceWrecks. I greatly appreciate it if you guys like, subscribe, and definitely leave down something down in the comments. It really help with the algorithm. We're trying to get more content out more regularly, more consistently, and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get off here, guys. I hope you guys have a good one, and definitely share this video to a friend who might be new, who might be looking for a new game. And, you know, all in all, we're just trying to help the community, especially with the onboarding and the coming of console here shortly. But without further ado, guys, I'm gonna get off. I hope all you guys have a great one. Peace.